Welcome back to another episode of Devo Alchemist Daily. This episode 4, week 1 of 2026, man. I wonder how y'all week, man. It's the final episode of 2026. Hope y'all been taking care of yourself, aligning with what you truly want to become. Today we got our first guest of the podcast later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? So actually, let me send that link to him as we speak. But yep, we got a guest, Miles. We're gonna talk a little bit about life insurance and financial literacy, man. Just somebody that I mess with, just knowledge, give the game to the people. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into what I was gonna talk about though. We're gonna actually start off with just breaking down books. And then after we get to Miles, we're gonna get into some real news and just some different topics. We're gonna talk about Zion, all type of just bullshit I want to talk about, man. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer podcast, this one. So let's go ahead and get into I want to talk about, I've been reading this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a good book, it's an entrepreneur book. Some, probably everybody has seen this on TikTok. This is one of the books they say you need to read. I've been getting to it. This book is not about manipulation. It's about understanding human nature. It's about understanding people and how to know how to talk to people and different things like that, bro. Like, people don't act from logic, they act from emotion and ego. And that's like one thing I've been realizing. I'm only 2 chapters in. I already read the book already, but I'm starting over. I've been reading different books. I read Dig and Grow Rich again, The Alchemist. I'm gonna read this one again. I'm gonna start into a new series of just reading new books. I want to just go back to where I had started with the journey that I'm on. These principles work in business, relationships, content creation, and just life. I take a lot of things that I do in business that I did in basketball. Everything that we do should connect with life. Life is life. Like, if you work hard, bro, you should work hard when you hoop. When I was playing basketball, I played hard, worked hard, you know what I'm saying? When I'm making content, I work hard. I post it every day. I'm consistent. It's just about how you do anything is how you do everything, and everything correlates in your life, bro. Like, when you understand, and like the book is really just about when you understand people, you stop trying to fight them. You know what I'm saying? Criticism doesn't change people. It just makes them like neglect you for real. Criticism, it triggers defense, and it doesn't make people reflect on what they need to do. A lot of times people focus on what's wrong in life, you know what I'm saying, not focus on what they can do better. And that stems from being criticized from your parents. You mess up as a kid. The book talks about that when she doesn't want to condemn his kid too bad. You got to understand he's just a kid. He's not a grown adult yet. You know what I'm saying? Most people already justified their behavior internally. You feel me? So when you criticize, you attacking their identity, first of all. You attacking who they are. So now they questioning themselves. They not believing in themselves. And then you activate the ego survival. So now they reacting to you, bro. They like, bro, why is this nigga? It's like now they looking at you as a villain. Like, they looking at you like weird because you addressing how they feel. Especially if you coming on the wrong way. You can address people, but it's a certain way to do it. That's one thing I'm learning. It's a certain way to do things. Like, it's a certain psychological way to do everything, and it's you have to learn how to implement and be conscious with how you talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, go on social media, bro. When the comment section, them things. Soon as somebody don't like you, bro, they gonna make a negative comment, and then look at the comment section. It'd be negative comments. It'd be just spiraling down. It'd be one negative comment. Now they going for 3 hours. I've been in that shit. I was just some bad shit. Nigga try to tell me how to do my shit. Like, I can see how that shit work. Like, I have to work on that myself. You can't tell people how to do everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that shit, bro. So you have to learn, bro, to know all is to forgive all. That's something powerful that I heard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because when you judging other people, bro, you judging how everybody doing certain things. You not even judging yourself. You have to give yourself that same judgment. Make sure everything on your doorstep clean. I'm quoting the book from Confucius. I'm not gonna quote it directly. I don't get the direct quote, but it was talking about what you judging everybody else. The dust is somebody else on somebody's roof, but you ain't even clean the trash that's on your floor. You know what I'm saying? That's my interpretation of the quote. I did not quote that right. But yeah, like, you can't be judging everybody else's life when your life not perfect. I think that's very, very powerful. Because when you are judging everybody else, bro, you not even you get to get in that cycle. Like, that's a cycle of life when you just like, bro, why you do that? Why you do this? Bro, make sure everything you want in life, bro, like, is good. And even when everything in life is good, why the fuck would you even want to be thinking about what somebody else is doing? You wasting your time, and you just wasting your energy at the end of the time. You feel me? Like, when you stop condemning people, you start understanding reality. Everybody want to feel important. Everybody wants to feel important. You feel me? Like you can't criticize people, you can't condemn people, you can't complain about life. Let's start with that, bro. Let's start back from the top, bro. Don't criticize people for being themselves. You can't criticize people for not being authentic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for being their authentic self. Instead of criticizing, bro, just learn how to teach them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't condemn your kids. Don't condemn your friends, whoever you're dealing with, your girlfriend, whatever it is, bro. Don't condemn them. And when I say don't complain about life. When you complaining, like, bro, you really be complaining. And when you complain, you get so focused on complaining. Complaining is like you start that negative cycle. When you start complaining and being in drama and those different things, you start just attracting the negative shit because you complaining, like you mad as fuck. You creating negative energy because you are what you think. You know what I'm saying? That's so powerful. And I had to realize that it's the more that I go in within myself, I learned that how I react to things is the best thing. Is like how I react to things is what matters most. Like if I react to something negative, it's because it's like it's my fault that I reacted that negative. You know, it could be some negative shit, but it could be the worst shit ever. If I react negative, bro, that's my fault. Like I have to be okay. Life is gonna life no matter what. Life is gonna life no matter what, and you have to deal with this shit. It's about how you react. So I be trying to like really just okay, can I see the lesson in this and not just look at it as the problem, not just look for the problem, but look for the solution and the lesson. You know what I'm saying? In that shit, and not try to repeat those things over and over. Because a lot of times, some people are still in cycles they haven't even got done with a cycle that was a while back. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I had to learn. Like most people don't even be realizing what they really be on. Because energy is everything. Energy is everything. Energy is everything. So you gotta really be conscious of like not being too hard on yourself. You do have to be your number one like teacher and you gotta be your number one fan. So you gotta have a balance of being hard on yourself and you gotta be the same person that's hard this loving yourself, be like, okay, I'm good. You know, accomplishments, when you're achieving things, you gotta have a balance of, you know, being good and knowing when you bullshit. You can't just be comfortable and baby yourself. You gotta challenge yourself as well. But that starts with the mind. You know what I'm saying? How many times have you criticized someone and they actually change? I really want to ask y'all that. Like, how many times have you criticized someone and they actually change? It doesn't work like that. People don't want to be criticized. They want to be corrected. Correct people. Criticize it like saying that he a bum or this and that. I had to realize that, bro. I can't say like these people are. I can't give you negative energy and want you to like see some positive shit. You know what I'm saying? When you give people negative energy, that's what they're gonna feel. That's not. That could be your fault. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what chapter 1 was about. Chapter 1 was about don't criticize, condemn, or complain about anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send that to you real quick. I want to get into this real quick, bro. Chapter 2 was the desire for a feeling of importance. And like the core idea of this chapter was every human is driven by the need to feel important, seen, or valued. You feel me? Like people will argue, perform, lie, overwork, seek validation just to feel significant. You feel me? People would do all type of things just to feel like they at a higher level than other people, or like they just not even the other people, just in their head, that other people perceiving them in a way that they feel like is powerful, or in a way, like we in a reality where you never heard where like millionaires, the real billionaires, millionaires look richer than billionaires, like those type of things. Like people want to get the biggest house and they don't even need the biggest house. Those type things. You remember that Tupac, that interview? Like, bro, you got all these houses, bro. You got this big old house and you ain't got that many kids. You don't need all these rooms to do different things. You're not housing nobody. Like we do a lot of things to be validated and to feel significant, to be seen, to be valued, to be important. And I think that's every human being. That's not regarding me, nigga. I want to be important. You do want to feel important, seen, and valued. So if you want to be somebody's friend, you want to be somebody's like, you want to start working with different entrepreneurs, doing different things, bro. Make them feel important, make them feel good, make them feel great. You feel me? Or make yourself feel good. Treat people how you want to be treated. You feel me? At the end of the day. Even negative behavior is a request for recognition. In the book, they were talking about most criminals. They do bad stuff and they do these things for recognition, bro. Like they think this is cool. And social media is like a big example of this shit. Like just of how they push this negativity and culture. You know what I'm saying? It's like all different type of coaches. Some coaches are, toting gun culture, doing these things. Some coaches are business entrepreneurs. It's just so many different coaches, and all this is for significance. And the social media, you see that shit. So it's so apparent. You feel me? Like, just look how most people they act the same. Really, most people really act the same. Like most people in reality, in this matrix and like in this world, act the same. Cause we all get in the same program. We get the same. We follow the same trends. We get the same shoes, the same dress, the same, just different things because we in a competition. I don't know why it's so competitive in America. Like a lot of people be in competition instead of collaborating with people. They missing out on getting more because they want to compete with people. That's something you have to be careful of. Like you can't be competing with people. You gotta compete with yourself. You gotta be your own competition. It's okay to have friendly competition. That's of course, but you can't be like competing like, okay, I want what they have or this and that. It's okay to want what they have, but like not be like mad at them because they have it though. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody with a good car, you be like, damn, fuck he get that car. Why I can't get that car? You know what I'm saying? Those type of thoughts. You don't want to have those type of thoughts in life. Like that shit negative and keeps you down. That's poor, low vibrational thoughts, bro. You know what I'm saying? But going back to what the chapter was talking about is like the ego really just wants a sense of importance. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like it wants we all have a meaningful purpose. We want a purpose in life. We want a purpose with the job that we do, whatever we do, with the content we do, whatever that we do. We want to have a meaning, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you give people like a significance, though, they start opening up more. You know, when people start getting more views on content, like this is a good example. Like for me, like the more that I got views on content, bro, like the more that y'all pour into me, and I get to, be able to do this full time. I'll get to pour into y'all because like I feel significant. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting paid to do what I want to do, so I get to pour into y'all more, and that's rightfully so. That's like energy transaction. I think that's so important. So if you treating people negative, like you come into a person, you make them feel like they not what they are and not this and not that, bro. It's like they ass is just gonna look at your ass. Like they're not gonna say they just gonna look at you, but people not gonna be completely honest and truly open to talk to you. You feel me? You gotta have people, let people be able to open up to, you know what I'm saying? Make them feel important, make them feel like they are somebody. Cause everybody is somebody first, you know what I'm saying? If you get that, you know what I'm saying? So speak to people and not at them, you know what I'm saying? Use you language. Damn. It's just for some creators when we making content, bro. It's like acknowledge your audience journey and different things like that, bro. Like even your own journey as well, because your journey is so important on this content, bro. I was talking about that other day. Like I think you should be recording everything so you can just show the journey of your life. And it's people like I remember. You know how you'd be like, bro, I remember you had like 100K followers or 100 followers type thing. You want to be on that type shit. Like in life, you don't even gotta show it to the world. Sometimes you just show it to yourself, bro. Be like, document the journey, bro. Be like, bro, be grateful for that shit. And be appreciative to yourself and be appreciative to others. That's at the end of the day. That's all we be wanting. That's all we be wanting, bro. At the end of the day, you feel me? Like we don't be wanting nothing else, bro. So I want to like talk about this, break this down real quick. Because if you want to master these two ideas, bro, if you master these two ideas, you know what I'm saying, you win in communication, you're gonna be a better entrepreneur, be a better business owner. You feel me? Like you just gonna be able to be a better communicator as well. You know what I'm saying? So don't criticize people, don't condemn people or complain. You feel me? That shit kind of just weird, bro. That shit just ass, bro. And you have to have a desire for a feeling of importance, bro. You gotta feel important. You gotta feel like you're that guy, bro. Like, and just like you feel that guy, you gotta make others feel like that as well. That's the only way you can get that shit back, bro. That's what I had to learn. And I realized that we all is that. We all is what we say we are, bro. And if you don't believe in that, man, it's just poor confidence, bro. It's just your fault. It's just your fault that you not at that level, bro. It's nobody else's fault you haven't got everything that you ever said you wanted, bro. And that's one of the biggest realizations we have to have in 2026 is that it's nobody else's fault except for yours. You have to blame yourself. Blame self. Don't blame others. Don't blame nobody but yourself. You feel me? Just blame you. Just blame you. That's all you can do. Cause once you start doing that, bro, it's like you start seeing what you can fix and not what's going wrong, bro. Stop looking at what's wrong and look at what you can fix. You're gonna be elevating, bro. You're gonna be elevating daily. And you gotta just stop caring too. You gotta stop giving everybody for you, bro. Stop allowing social media to have power over you. As soon as you see something that contradicts what you chasing in your dream on social media, you stop doing that shit. That shouldn't happen to you. You have to be strong minded mentally and be like, bro, okay, because social media can be it's the devil's playground. It can really get into your mind and program you to be like, I can't believe in myself. I need to be safe. It can instill fear into you in different things. You know what I'm saying? With social media, school can instill fear as well. You know, there's so many things that just can program us, bro. I listened to a Volume 2 cut on TikTok video, brother. You got to be careful with the people you are hanging around, because if you hanging around people with just negative, just like negative ways of living, not ways that's conducive to you, bro. It might be not even negative ways of living. It's not conducive to you. It don't inspire you. It don't make you want to do better and to want you to chase and evolve. Like, then you probably shouldn't be around those people. And that's time I've been just trying to grow and be on myself. To be honest, I just like being around people that just motivate me, to push and to push forward and to keep going. I don't want to just be doing shit just to do it. You feel me? I want to be on some really just like everything is meant type shit. Everything's intentional. Like, I'm getting inspiration from people. Like, I should get inspired from watching videos or tapping into the music. I want to see music, get inspired, bro. Like those type of things. Whatever it is, you should just be wanting that. That's all nigga be wanting. I don't be wanting nothing else, just except inspiration, love, growth, and just how to elevate my life, bro. If it ain't on that right now, nigga just really ain't even just too much focus on just trying to create that shit. Nigga just been focused on just trying to create what a nigga been on, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing too, bro. Like, when you're on the journey of trying to create your dream, bro, you trying to create, let's say you trying to do music, you trying to do this, you're going to try to do that. But it's going to be plenty of things trying to knock you off the track. But it's going to be, you probably get plenty, the money might be like there. You might be able to go make more money doing something different. But that can be, you can do that. I'm not saying you don't do that. If that's what you have to do, you have to do that. But if you don't want to chase money, if you don't want to chase money, bro, you can just keep chasing your dream, because your dream eventually, you got to believe that your dream eventually is going to be worth having all those missed opportunities that you passed on. Not missed, just you just passed on it. You know, so you're like, I'm going to pass on this temporary success so I can have a long fulfilling of getting my purpose. You feel me? In the book, The Alchemist, it was so powerful. It was talking about how that Santiago, he had to leave his cattle, he had to leave Fatima, he had to leave so much shit to go get his treasure. You feel me? And like, he just went, the journey was so more important than the destination. And you gotta start realizing that, like, you can't just focus on like the destination. You can't focus on the goal. It's about like what happened in those lessons and the go in that on that journey, bro. I say that shit almost every podcast, because the journey, it's just a book that just shift my mind, bro. It shift my mindset and just creating, like, just realizing that I'm more than just what I'm doing. Like, I'm more than like, I'm more than just what I receive. I'm more than the materialistic shit. It's about the lessons that I learned that I get to pass down, bro. Like, I'm gonna have a kid one day where I have to, okay, bro, I went through this entrepreneurship. Like, I understand creating something big and doing those type of things. That's something you have to like realize. It's about those lessons that you learn. You get to like really reprogram that was in your mind. You get to go back to that shit, push that shit back to back, and keep going. So like, I be on that more now for just being really just grateful for the journey and just documenting my shit. Like, even just this content, this shit is documentation of my life, bro. Everything we do is a documentation. Right now, I'm just waiting for the guests. I'm kind of just yapping. So I'm gonna go get into a couple more quotes, bro. Let's talk about it, bro. A woman was killed by ICE in Minnesota, bro. White woman was killed by ICE in Minnesota. That was actually wild to me. Just seeing that we supposed to protect our home, bro. And we getting killed by the people that's supposed to protect us. That's nothing new. Let's actually get to this clip. Let's watch this shit right here. They've been attacking Tim Walz a lot. You know, he actually was the vice president nominee with Kamala Harris. So he actually said he doesn't want to have any more ICE and Minneapolis. Like, I was like, bro, I almost had gotta say it, boy. Let's get into that real quick. No, that's crazy. There's a lot of shit going on in the political game, bro. Minneapolis, they got shit. The scandal with not the Ethiopian. What's the child care shit. We're gonna get into that in a minute, bro. It's just so much shit going on in Minneapolis. Prayers up to the lost lives, bro, and just, bro, we gotta be better, bro. Law enforcement has to be better. He didn't probably have to shoot her, bro. He probably could have handled that shit way different, bro. It didn't be had to be worth losing a life, bro. But it's what happened when you have unknown new shit happening, bro. But we got about to let the guest in right now, so let's see if you let him in right now. Yo. Yo, welcome to the pod, man. How you feeling? You the first guest. DTA Daily first guest. How you feeling?
Feeling good, brother. Good to be here.
Man, let me get this right real quick. There we go. How you doing
Hold
today?
on
How
one
you
second.
You can hear me?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, give me 1 second. Back. All right, here we go now.
I wanted to go ahead and introduce him again. You've been on pod, I think, twice already, though. Social Prosperity Networks. You just tell them a little bit about yourself.
So, man, yeah, I'm Miles, man. Do a lot of things. Work for some nonprofits. I do financial services. Have a business. Man, I'm really big on financial literacy. Really big on educating people on how money works, kind of bridging the gap. You'd agree that a lot of people in our community are way behind the 8 ball when it comes to financial literacy. We're not having those conversations that people that don't look like us are having at the dinner table. So I'm really big on, like I say, bridging that gap and introducing these financial literacy and concepts to people that look like me and you.
What was like that moment you was like, bro, I got that spark of, okay, I want to start doing this and start just pushing this message and like doing it consistently?
Yeah, man. There's many. I'm sure there will be many more to come.
Yo.
But one that really sticks out. I shared a story with somebody recently. When I started this business, I was around the age of 18, 19. That's right in the process of me learning about how our people are treated when it comes to several things: laws, policies, redlining, loans, mortgages, so on and so forth. Right. And so when I learned about how we would be taken advantage of financially, man, I learned that this business, learning about finance, was one way to again bridge the gap and do it like that.
Yeah, you finna join back though. Back into some financial literacy. Just give me y'all free game. Just how to grow y'all assets, bro. Like, time to make that money. You say I don't know what happened. You say you don't know what happened. So you gonna move on to the next topic right now. Let's talk about this I Show Speed, bro. This was wild, but I didn't even know they were still moving like this in Africa. This has surprised me so much. Yeah, I Show Speed got offered by a chief in Africa. His daughter for like 14 cows or some shit. That shit was crazy. I was like, bro, what's going on? I gotta get into that real quick. I'm show y'all this video. It's crazy. 17 cows for your daughter, bro. That's wild. I feel like, bro, that's some Africa, a different reality, bro. That's like a whole different reality we living in. That's what they used to really be on, though. They used to be trading in for marriage and different things. You would be married already. Like, that's some shit. Like, you know how, like, the princess already married, like, to somebody else. Like, that's some weird shit. That's weird. But what do you think about that just in the culture? I think that should be normalized more. Like, that's just what the fuck they on in Africa. That's wild as fuck, bro. But I'm finna let him back in real quick. Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, we can get back into it. We're gonna go back to the other topics in a minute. But we're gonna get back into the interview. He's back now. I got Miles. I want to ask you, like, what got you into just wanting to make just talk about the financial literacy to the community and be like, okay, I'm gonna prioritize this and like this gonna be my focus on what I do.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, we're just underserved as a community. People in our community, we don't lack ambition. We just lack the knowledge, right? We just lack the information. A lot of people in these in this industry, in these industries, don't look like us, especially the people that are dominating the industries. Again, there's not a lot of representation. So what our community lacks is the representation. There's more times than not when this information is being shared with people, it's not coming from people that look like me and you, right? And so, just historically, we've had to take things from other people with a grain of salt, right? And like I said, when you have somebody that looks and sounds like you, I mean, go back to a day where you had a career day, and I'm sure you and I may have seen this where there's you have all these other ethnicities come in, but then when you see a black brother in a suit, a black man in a suit, you're like, whoa, I haven't seen that before. Oh, you get inspired, right? And so it has a different meaning. You know that they understand your plight. You know that they understand where you're coming from. and the things that you have to deal with, and just culturally significant things that other people wouldn't necessarily understand and get where you're coming from. So again, like I said, the representation is just the most important thing when it comes to the information that we're sharing with our community.
Why is life insurance like a slept on opportunity for young people right now?
Man, the window of opportunity, especially now for Gen Zs. First of all, if you're looking at what's going on historically, I've talked about it on my social media, the Great Wealth Transfer. Um, there are hundreds of millions of people, well, tens of millions of people that are getting ready to retire, right? And so they're all looking for not only how to pass down their wealth, but looking for somebody to teach them how to do it efficiently, right? How to avoid taxes, how to leave a legacy, right? Because now it's on their mind. Not to mention, man, this is a $63 trillion industry. This is just for anybody, right? If you can get, do you know what 1% of 65 trillion is? Like, come on now. Like, give me half of 1% of 65 trillion, and I'll be okay, right? And so it's one of them things where the barrier of entry is one of the lowest of any career, but it has the highest upside potential. If you look up on Google what industry is most likely to make you a millionaire, it'll tell you financial services. And 70% of those financial services millionaires are in the insurance and retirement space. So when you're talking about opportunity to get into an industry that you don't have to go to study 4 years for, that you don't have to go into student loans for, that you can acquire a license, a credential in 7 to 14 days and get paid to help families in the community at a high level, why not?
What first drew you? Why not? What first drew you to just life insurance industry, and what made you stay there?
Yeah, man. So many things. Like I said, man, it was just the right timing. It was just the right timing, and there's so many other things that made me stay. From the experiences, changing my paradigm, being surrounded by greatness. I know for me personally, this is not a universal experience, but I can only speak for myself. The people that I'm in business with, when it comes to people that you want to replicate your life after, you ever heard the saying, you never want to take advice from people that you wouldn't want to trade places with. So everybody that I'm getting advice from, I will trade places with them. The men that I'm around, when it comes to being a great father, when it comes to being a great husband, when it comes to being an efficient business owner, discipline, physical health, spiritual health, right? Spiritual well-being, mental health, a beacon in their community, right? Just very attractive attributes that you want to have as a man. And I just you don't get that out in the world. Being in this industry, being in this company, has really exposed me to, again, being in proximity with greatness. You hear the saying, if you're in a room with 9 millionaires, you'll be the 10th, right? And so I'm a firm believer in that. And also, if you're in a room with 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. So being around new experiences, new people that can show me a different way, where I can make a large amount of money, where I can help a large amount of people without having to be a rapper, without having to be in the entertainment industry, without having to be an athlete, whatever the case may be, a lawyer or a doctor. I can get a credential that takes me 14 days, 10 days even to pass, and go and help families at a high level getting the distribution of these products and services into our communities.
Before life insurance, what was like your perspective on life insurance, not just life insurance, but money as well, just in general, and like success and stability? Be like, I know you talking about you seeing all these different, how men were treating their wives and these different things. Like, what was your mindset before that?
Like my paradigm has changed. Perspective. When it comes to what I thought about life insurance, I didn't think much about life insurance. I could promise you could ask any, I say 99% of life insurance agents, if they wanted to be in life insurance, if they dream, it's not a dream job. It's not like how people dream about being a lawyer, people dream about being a doctor, even people dream about being a real estate agent, I'm sure, right? Those are more attractive careers. So when you ask a life insurance agent, do you want to be, what's your favorite, career? What do you want to, they never would have told you life insurance. They never would have thought that they ended up here. And it's the same with me. A lot of people get into it for the crusade of helping families, making sure that they're properly protected, so because maybe they went through it personally, or or maybe they got in for the money, and then they seen how it can really help the community. Whatever the case may be, for me, it was alongside with the education when that. Again, I was always somebody that was seeking to get ahead. I was never afraid of education. I was seek education. And so, again, my perspective on life insurance beforehand was just really nothing, brother. Again,
Yeah, it's not really on the mind.
I was 18, 19 when I got into the business. It's not even anything that crossed my mind. So honestly, that could have been a blessing because I didn't have any preconceived notions about it. I just got the education just straight up. Obviously, I did my own research, but yeah, I didn't think anything about it. I probably had the most surface level education as most other people do. Right? Okay, you pass away, and you get money from whoever. I didn't know anything about the cost. I didn't know anything about how much money insurance companies really be paying out. Like I didn't know people was getting $1 million policies on themselves, even $500,000. When I heard people was getting $500,000 life insurance, I'm like, that's a lot of money. Oh, how much you paying? Oh, you only paying $100 a month. Whoa, $100 a month for. So it was. So when I learned about it, I'm like, okay, man. There's a lot of people that can benefit from this because we're in the community. You see, a lot of times what happens is someone passed away. What are we doing? Fish fries, passing the hat around, right? So when I learned, okay, so if you might as well just forget about donating to a GoFundMe, just get a policy. You pay $150 a month, even $50 a month, $100 a month, however much. Life insurance is the most affordable way to pass down generational wealth. It's just people don't know about it.
Yeah.
And so my mindset went from really death insurance to life insurance, about how you can use it while you're alive, so on and so forth. My opinion about it expanded, and it's still expanding even now. So I hope that answered your question. I know it went on all around, but I hope that answered your question.
Now you answer. I want to ask you that though. I don't know what you were saying at the end. What are the benefits of that you can use in life insurance? Most people, they do have that, like that idea of, is I'm trying to get your kid. Black people, like, on that weird stuff. Just just low level thinking. What are, like, not the benefits before death? You know what I'm saying, that most people probably don't know about.
Yeah. The most important benefit of life insurance is the living benefits. And don't let anybody tell you any differently, right? It's the living benefits. And not all living benefits from different carriers are created the same. For those of you that don't know what living benefits are, basically, high level, layman terms, if you have a chronic, critical, or terminal illness, cancer, stroke, heart attack, severe burns, can't perform 2 out of the 6 daily functions, so on and so forth, so on and so forth, the insurance company it's called an accelerated death benefit. They'll accelerate your death benefit to you while you're alive to take care of your expenses. Because let me ask you, what does not stop if something happens to you?
Life gonna keep going.
Life gonna keep going. The bills got to get paid.
Yeah.
So if someone with dependents, you have kids, you have a wife, you have a mortgage, you have all of these things. The mortgage people still want their money. Car note people still want your money. Your light bills people still want their money. Your kids still have to put food in their stomach. Your wife still needs to take care of her, whatever the case may be. All of these things still have to go on. So imagine if you have a $500,000 life insurance policy, right, and you're able to access 80% of your death benefit while you're alive. It's it's $400,000 that you just potentially qualify for to take care of your expenses for the next 6, 12 to 18, 24 months while you're out of work and not producing any income, right? So that's why, man, you can use that in so many more ways. That's not just for families. Let's talk about business owners. Let's talk about entrepreneurs. I just had a conversation with somebody earlier today who was an entrepreneur, and he was like, "Yeah, man." I asked him about 401ks, so on and so forth. He said, "Yeah, man, actually, I'm a business owner. I don't have a 401k. I don't have any employee-sponsored plans, so I don't really have anything saved aside for retirement." And that's a reality for a lot of entrepreneurs, right? We don't have 401ks, 403bs, and so on. So how, for entrepreneurs, are we putting money aside for our retirement? How are we structuring our retirement plans? You can do the same thing for that, as well as you with insurance. You do the same thing with that as insurance, but also the protection of your business. Let's talk about the protection of your business. For example, Devo, let's say you and I are in business. God forbid something were to happen to you or I. If I was out of commission, if I was out of work, let's say I'm producing $50,000 worth of income for the company, and you're producing $50,000 worth of income for the company. We have $100,000 value as partners, right? Now, if something happens to me, the value of the company or the profits of the company could be potentially cut in half. And so what you do is you have a key man policy, is what it's called. It's called a key man policy. For a key employee, this is what banks do. This is what large corporations do for their key employees. God forbid something would happen to them. This is already happening. They put insurance policies on those key employees, that key man in that company. So if something were to happen to them and they're out of work, they're not able to produce income the same way for the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months. Well, this insurance policy has kicked in and allowing them to access that living benefit for them to continue to fund the company. So there's so many different ways, right? And so that's high level thinking.
I'm not sure, like that made me think it's plenty of things on me. That's dope. The key man. That's crazy. I want to ask you this though. What's a lesson it took you? You about 2 years. We were talking about that yesterday. You like about almost 3 years in life insurance industry. What was like the biggest? It took you 2 years to learn this lesson. Like, okay, I get it now. I don't need to. Like, I'm holding myself back. Cause we talked about that yesterday. Like, we know what we need to do. We be holding ourselves back.
Man, it's like I said, my mindset about everything evolved. Like I really had to. It was really one step at a time. There's still things currently that I'm having to
always
talk myself into doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, all right, let's do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do the thing. I gotta do the thing. So it's a daily thing. It's a daily conversation that I'm having in my head. But man, I think for me and what most people will say is just the connection part of you cannot be a silent entrepreneur. People can't read your brain and know that you're offering a product or a service. You have to be vocal, verbose, bold about what it is that you're doing, right? And so, man, just the connection piece and going out and connecting. A lot of people nowadays are introverts, right? And I think there's a myth that I'm just naturally introverted and I'm not going to talk to nobody and so on and so forth. No, you should be somebody that is, if you're already introverted, you should look to become more extroverted, look to become more of a people person, because man, you win by connecting with people. No one person has gotten to the top by themselves. There's always a connection. There's always advice. There's always something being done, a favor being done for somebody else, or favor being had by someone else's grace, by God's grace, putting people or putting you in the right spot at the right time. And so there's a problem nowadays with people becoming more introverted because we're walking around with these things all day, and all you have to do is type some things, but you're behind the screen. You're not really connecting. The art of connection is being lost. So I actually enjoy it, man, and I I think the people that I come in contact with enjoy having conversations because, and again, it's just the rooms that I'm in. Anyways, that's to answer your question, man. The connection, just connecting with people, getting over that hump of, man, going out and finding prospects to help, further the vision and further the crusade is something that I have to learn and get better at doing. And that's something that I got over. Definitely getting out in the community more. Say being the mayor of your city, right?
Yeah, I want to ask you this before I let you go. I gotta get the last couple of topics. I want to ask you this right here. How do the wealthy use life insurance?
Man, the wealthy use life insurance for a multitude of reasons, right? It's tax advantaged. So, you have $1 million life insurance policy. Guess what? Your heirs are going to get $1 million. Every single dime of that $1 million tax free. So again, it's one of the most tax efficient and cheapest ways to pass down wealth. So that's how the wealthy use life insurance. And also the wealthy use life insurance, not just for when they pass away, but also to fund their lifestyle. I have mentors, personal examples. One of my mentors, called Money Making Mitch, he actually took a large sum of money out of his insurance policy to renovate his home. He put an office in his home with the money that he accrued in his insurance policy, right? I know a lot of other real estate investors, wholesalers, fix and flippers will take money from the profits or whatever capital, put it into a home, take the profits from the home, put it into an insurance policy, let it accrue, fix, so on and so forth, right? So they're taking the loan from their insurance policy. And instead of going to the bank and waiting for approval, they just have their money already accruing. Because again, y'all, what the banks are doing, let's talk about the wealthy. All right, here's what the wealthy do. The banks, okay? If you put $10,000 into your account today, and you come back in a couple hours, say, hey, let me get that $10,000. They're like, ooh, hold on, give some time. Why? Because they've already taken your money and invested it, right? Through mortgage loans with interest. That's how they make money, is giving people loans with interest. And also, guess what? If you go look up how much, there's an acronym. Look up this acronym, BOLI, BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. There are billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars in bank-owned life insurance, because not only are they're doing key man policies, but they're just buying permanent insurance policies that can accrue anywhere from 9 to 12%, while they're giving you 0.001% pennies on the dollar with their accounts, right? That's another way that the wealthy are using life insurance. But again, to fund the lifestyles. I seen one of my mentors, man, buy his daughter a Benz truck when she graduated high school with the money from his insurance policy. Bought another Range Rover with the money from his insurance policy, right? And so, vacations, education. Let me give you one more, right? I'm on a roll. The Rockefellers, right? The Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller. What his family does is called the Rockefeller waterfall method. Okay. So as soon as there is a baby born in the Rockefeller family, as soon as that social security number comes out, there's a life insurance policy being put on that child. Now, people will say, now, why would they put life insurance on a kid? They don't want him to die anytime soon. You're absolutely right. They want him to live a long time. But it's what that life insurance can do while that kid is alive. And they have the ability to fund hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions by the time that kid is 18. But you don't have to be a Rockefeller. You don't have to be a billionaire or a millionaire to do the same thing for your child, because time is your best interest. Compounding interest is your best friend, right? And so by the time that kid is 18, whether you're a Rockefeller or whether you're just a viewer, person, someone, whoever's watching this, by the time that child is 18, because of compounding interest, that child could have anywhere from 5, 6, or even 7 figures, depending on how aggressively you're funding the policy. By the
The more
time
you
they're
put
18,
in, the more you get.
the more you put in, the more you get. And so now they're 18. If you funded their college, if they want to go to school, you funded a business if they want to start a business. You bought them real estate, an asset if they want to have a real estate asset. You funded their vacation. You've done whatever it is that their child wants to do. They have freedom. Now imagine how far that child can spread his wings, his or her wings, because of the financial freedom and the sacrifice that those parents made when that child was born. And now they have the ability to go and screw up a couple times. They have the cushion, right? If you don't mind, let me go on a little rant. Another one of my mentors he's a former Marine, right? Military colonel, worked at the Pentagon. He used to fly planes, and he told us in the naval or in the whatever academy that they're in, there was an analogy that they used. It's called altitude. Okay, altitude is your best friend when you're flying a plane. Why? Because you have the higher you are, the more time you have to fix whatever's going on with the engine or the plane, whatever the wing. You have time to address whatever's going on and fix it. The lower your altitude, the less time you have, and the lower, when you hit the ground, it's over with. Okay, so you can use that same principle when it comes to your finances. The more money you have, the more cushion and altitude you now have. So when something happens and an engine burns out, well, guess what? You're still cruising at 100,000 feet versus at 5,000 feet. Does that make sense? And so if something were to happen, you have that time to bounce back. So again, like I said, man, as an 18-year-old, instead of having no choice but to go to school to get a degree, in debt 6 figures by the time they come out, be underqualified by the time they get out of school, guess what? Now they have potentially 6 figures for them, to go out and experience and go out and have the cushion to fail,
To
so
mess
that they
on me.
can. So again, so many different ways we can go on and on about how people use life insurance. The wealthy use life insurance to just live their life and fund their lifestyles. The list goes on and on. I mean,
I want to ask you this before I let you go. You think wealthy people, because they got so much money, they like failure. They know they don't care about the failure. Like, I don't say they don't care, but like they got more. What's the way tolerance for the failure? They like, okay, I can handle that. I can take that. So they got more. They like, okay, I'm gonna take a more a risk that most people not gonna take. Cause like when you got more money, like you got like you saying, that cushion to mess up a little bit. So you think that's just why the wealthy, they continue to get more wealth?
Yeah, it's more of a mindset thing. I don't think it's because they have money, because they had to have the mindset to acquire the money in the first place.
Yeah.
Like when I have conversations with these multiple 6-figure, 7-figure earners, the what they're saying is consistent, which is, I was a millionaire. I was this person that you all are seeing now before I had it monetarily. before I had it in my pockets. Before you seeing it on in my up here, I was right. And so I think it's a mindset thing, and also I would say it's a calculated risk, because on the flip side of that, yes, they do have the financial cushion, to go big or go home, right? But also think about how also frugal they can be. Because think about these multimillionaires and these politicians and whoever CEOs, what are they in Washington D.C. always advocating for? They're always advocating for what? Tax breaks. We want to tax the wealthy. They want to reduce their taxation, right? Warren Buffett. For those of you who don't know Warren Buffett, he's a multiple billionaire, multiple decabillionaire. Okay, up there with Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg and them. He has 3 rules to money. Rule number 1 is to make money, and rule number 2 is to not lose money. Rule number 3 is to remember rules number 1 and 2. So the wealthy it's not just about how much money you make; it's also about how much money you keep. So I would actually argue that the wealthy are very frugal and conservative and calculated with how they spend their money. More calculated than maybe a lot of other people give them credit for. At least the ones that I know. Right? That's what I would say.
Oh, facts. I mean, I appreciate you coming on, first guest.
Sure.
I mean, send you more clips. Hey, whenever you want to hop on, you can come on, man.
I love to, brother. I appreciate you for having me, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Right.
On me, bro. He really just speaking facts to y'all, bro. Like just speaking real game to y'all, telling y'all about how life insurance is just. He been shifting he had a paradigm shift. I think you gotta surround yourself around people that somebody just very, very, very I think highly of, So I think you should surround yourself around those type of people, bro. He really said he said that so much, bro. The rich like to make money and they don't want to lose money. He said make money, don't lose money, and remember what it's to. That's a bar. So I want y'all to remember that, man. Just tap in, go if you want to get into life insurance industry, go holler at him on his media platforms as well. But I want to go ahead and get into some Venezuela news, bro. Some Trump news, bro. This was actually an interesting video I had seen. Hold up, let's get into it, y'all. This video is interesting. We're gonna talk about this a little bit. That's just pure evil. We had those Venezuelans in America celebrating, bro, and they don't know that they're about to get kicked out, and that's his plan. If that's his plan, that really happens. That's just pure evil. That just is pure evil, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but he said it, bro. Trump one of the biggest liars in American history, bro. We have to face those facts, and once we face those facts, bro, I think we'll be better on, bro. Like we gotta face the fact that that's just what's going on. That it's evil shit going on in the world. They don't tell us the truth on the social media. They don't tell us what's really going on. Like think about that. They wasn't there, took that man, they ain't fight back, do nothing. He just 28 minutes came out. Bro came to America, peace sign, playing in our face. Nigga cooler. He really having fun trolling our. He know he finna be cool. Like he probably not even on. Like this shit is crazy life that we live. Is that we fall for this little dumbass shit. We get hyped up. We get our energy just siphoned from because of these little things, bro. It's crazy that we still don't realize that no matter who we put in office, this shit's gonna be corrupt. Niggas thought America's gonna be great. This shit's not better. It's not. It's actually, the same. Nothing changed. Nigga, it's just more chaos. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to start realizing that no matter who we put in office, nigga, it's big deeper than us, bro. They need to have this. I seen it like they probably been had this planned out. All this like and they trying to take over Greenland, trying to take over what else? Colombia, Mexico. I was like, bro, this nigga's on some rampage. Trump trying to go take over everything. So it's like real life. We living in a crazy time, bro. They said they could be setting up World War III. I'm like, bro, that's scary too. Like, there's so much things going on, bro. It's just like it's too much going on, man. Let's get into Zion Williamson though, bro. Zion Williamson out here wilding, bro. We gonna end this with some two just wild topics, bro. Let's read this shit. Let's see what happened, man.
She showed us a bank statement to prove that Zion knows her and be sending his second time OF model to expose him. They all on every.
Hey, bro, shout out to bro, but no, hey, Zion, bro, that 2019 draft class. When I watched that, Zion, some wild boys, bro. Who else in that draft class is wild, bro? Them two is some wild boys. They out there wilding. Them folks, man. Zion, bro, that's just, bro. But he not the only person doing it, bro. He just the person to getting exposed. And for the ass fucked up, bro, that makes me yell. Like, but the ass don't even look good. Hey, bro, stop out here all this tricking and all this shit, bro. That shit crazy, bro. Stop all that, bro. We gotta stop doing that shit. We stopping tricking in 2026. Bro. They not your wife or your girlfriend or somebody you really care about, and they did some random shit, stop tricking, bro. Let their ass be broke. Stop fucking tricking and saving these hoes, nigga. You the reason why they feel like they can do this shit, nigga. Stop doing this shit, bro. Like, let's get into this shit right here. There's another nigga that's on the fucking dumb shit, bro. Let's get into this automatic shit. This nigga dumb as fuck, too. Let's get into it.
Always when you
Trying to find this clip I had seen. Hold up. Can you please stop? Nah, bro. That shit is crazy, though, bro. Here go the clip, yo. I've been trying hard as hell to find it. Folks on that net capping. Folks say his ass trying to cover up the bullshit. He trying to cover up the cap, fool. Him and Zion, bro, is the ill mans of the week, bro. Them niggas ass bullshitting this week. Nigga ass shit. He sent it. You were just saying she didn't even do it, but now she sent it to you. Salute to the niggas. We done with this podcast, bro. Hope y'all enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't be like these niggas, these men out here. Make sure you taking care of your women. Find a white woman that's for you and don't make you look stupid. Yeah, it's the future. Doing good at MMA. Another Zion. Let's say, hey, I love y'all guys. Make sure y'all take care of yourself, man. Peace out.